Children, I told you all so very long ago, what you will allow in freedom's name shall make you its slave.
This is Angel Message 8, given on September the 29th, 2012. This message is given by Jesus. I'm going to wing it up. I mean, he hardly went over this before we are doing this, but I know that this is described and on some level illustrated in some of the music and the books. And it has to do, well, I mean, Angel Message 8, he said he left this message for number 8 because 8 is the sign of infinity. And this message will explain the cosmic interaction that generates an ultraviolet blast as Nemesis gets close enough to our sun, and it's illustrated in the Avebury crop circle, where it shows the Earth going through the galactic equator. And as it does, Nemesis is coming in, but then there is an explosive, almost like a light bulb going off on the sun. But what it is an arcing phenomenon between the two suns when they get close enough together that generates bleed through to allow God light or eternal energy, thus 8, into this realm to turn on everybody's Kundalini illumination system. This energy is what you generate with sex, but on a minimal level. This will turn everybody's Kundalini on and generate a state of rapture, Christed rapture, which for positive soul essences in the garden automatically puts them in a state of selfless, Christed disposition, in that state of orgasmic rapture that will maintain. But the interesting thing here is that the crop circle shows the blast happening, right at the end of the Mayan calendar, almost like a flash or a light bulb going off. And it is somewhat like a light bulb that turns the pineal gland on, and everyone of positive disposition, positive soul essences, will actually, with that illuminated blast of energy, see through all the dimensional realms to the Father Creator. We have the chance during this lifetime with this event to not only experience what angels experience in a state of constant orgasmic love of all that is with equal dispensation, the Christed consciousness, but we will be able to see the Father Creator and our projected aspects of the Father sent to earth at this time to heal the planet and everything that's gone awry with the allowance of the Father's negative principality, Anunnaki, reptilian predatory race, governing their system that we all live under, which is the current era of Babylon the Great. Jesus says, get out of Babylon, because what's going to happen, and though what's going to happen is that the Anunnaki are leading earthbound forces to try to corral all humans they can into the big cities. And then they will close off those big cities, because under Jesus' rule of engagement for the Anunnaki dragon harvest reap, they are only allowed to harvest those that are caught in these big cities. And that doesn't mean there won't be things going on out in the rural areas, but the big cities are where they're going to primarily be harvesting humans. They'll harvest all the precious metals that are being rounded up right now. I mean, it's so clear for anybody that knows what the Anunnaki use the human race for, mining precious metals, but they don't know that they lead events to and give the technology for nuclear weapons, that then they lead their human counterparts to use in these areas where these precious metals are gathered, that irradiates those precious metals so that the Anunnaki use them for different means, especially for generating a semi-hyperdimensional state. And that's why you can't see them now. But what's going to happen at that time, and yeah, it's in Jesus' book about Revelations Revealed. The dragon harvest will happen when or after this illumination state occurs. When that blast happens, it's going to turn on positive angelic counterparts in the gardens, Kundalini illumination sex centers. And the Anunnaki harvest and love to make use of and harvest angelic humans in an illumined state. This is covered in Jesus' book. You've got to read it and be aware of it, because I'll leave it to you. You have to read the book and tell why they like humans in an illumined, Kundalini illuminated state. It should be clear for most, but that's what's going to happen. So everybody is being herded into these and trapped into these big cities where Jesus allows the Anunnaki to harvest for a period of 5 months. And if you're caught in dependency from the circumstances that they will generate to try to make you dependent in terms of food and water and supplies that will be offered in the cities, and if you go for that, then you risk being, through that seduction, harvested by the Anunnaki. And all of the contamination going on everywhere is another dependency factor. Everything that you see now is being governed by the Anunnaki, that is trying to herd the human race, or human herd as they look at it, into these big cities so they can harvest them, along with the irradiated precious metals. So that is yes, there is going to be a rapture, but it's not, what these pre-tribulation rapture people think that you're going to be taken up and, well, no. What's going to happen is that when that blast happens, as shown in the Avebury crop circle, and Marshall Masters has some great work on this, but he doesn't realize what that illuminated sun is portraying, and this should explain that. There will be a rapture, but it will be an influx of eternal or God light that turns the Kundalini illumination system on, and so that you can see the Father Creator instantaneously and see your connection and your purpose served here, now. What an amazing thing. All of this is just now being put together for me. Thank you, Jesus. And he wants us to know that well, Michael's got a song about it. It's called Fine Line. There's a fine line in the cosmic scheme of things that we're going to be crossing. And at that point, when you cross that and you see the Father Creator and you realize what you're doing here, you have the choice of either continuing to be dependent or to remove yourself from that dependency and be saved from the Anunnaki harvest. And Jesus says, all you have to do is to give allegiance to be governed by the universal law and the Father Creator. And then if you are in a selfless state and you call upon Jesus' name or Michael's name, they will come to help you. But you have to be in a selfless state. You can't be in a self-serving state because they can't hear you then. In that selfless state, your thoughts are easily heard on a hyperdimensional level. So Godspeed to you all. Millie. 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 Wake up, girl. Come here. Come here. Oh. Yes, sir. Oh, boy. You look forward to this. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh. Oh, you. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Say goodbye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Soon the earth will be filled with hate everywhere. Yes, and I told you so. From the darkness of the lonely night, despair, it will be everywhere. And you will learn what you allow in the name of love shall all disappear. Then the brightness of your heart's love will shine like a beacon in the night. And you will come to understand the parts we all do play on this starry, starry stage. Shall teach the lesson well what you allow in love's name. Can't last so long, my child, as I told you, so long.